All right, welcome to another episode from the chart readers, and man, it feels like forever, but I am finally bullish on GTII, at least at the moment. And look, truth be told, I'm making this a little bit late, right? But you know, if you've watched my videos, you know how important my lines are, you know how important the moving averages are, and a lot has changed from this whole entire downtrend to basically these, right? So you know, I have missed talking to a lot of the original GTII people. Actually said that in a comment recently, but I'm hoping some nice double-digit days bring back a couple familiar people. So you know, I'm so happy for a lot of you. All right, ENZC, look, I've said that I think that this thing's going to be going horizontal. If I'm not mistaken, that is still kind of happening. I don't really know that chart that well, so this is going to be a little bit of a live review. But hey, I will be so honest. I have been watching GTII. I have been so happy and all that sort of noise, right? But we will get into the details shortly. What are we going to do though? Same thing that we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we will use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this thing all over the internet. Look, comment good or bad. If you disagree, I'm not here to hate on you. I'd love some good discussions, right? But hey, anything you can do really does help with these YouTube algorithms, all right? And hey, for real, there was an awesome comment from who's always been a big critic. Fozzie Man, I'm pretty sure is the name. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. But look, I know there is a lot of passion in this stock, and believe me, I have not been here like hating on this stock, but there are reasons why I say I think things are going to be bad, right? And it's less about seeming like a bad guy and really, you know, just being as unbiased as I can, all right? And you know I would have gotten so many more views if I just during this whole time kept saying, hey, don't worry, 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 hey, don't worry. But like I genuinely believe my value here is to tell you, man, you need to worry a lot. Oh man, I think things are getting interesting. And literally the headline of my last video was, if we can get over this, if we, like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not expect this juggernaut of a 33% day. I really didn't, all right? But one thing I said was, if we can close here, right? If we can actually break the downtrend, if we can actually get over the 8 and the 20, if we can get right here, it should do well. And I mean, clearly, big one, doji, day after the doji, big 16%. Like, I love these 3 candles. And this right here is why, like, look, I'm telling you, I genuinely believe my value to this like very passionate group of people is my unbiasedness. There's nothing but bad, right? Bad things happen under these lines. Look at the curve up, all right? We've now broken the 50. Break the 8, go to the 50. Break the 8, go to the 20. Break the 20, go to the 50. Break the 50, go to the 100. Dude, we're knocking on the 50s, on the 200. My goodness, look how excited I am, and I'm getting a little dyslexic here. But we're knocking on the door right here of the 100. 136, 137, you can round it, right? If this thing breaks 137, we might be running to maybe here, because again, this is a little bit of a hard line right there. Looks like there's a little bit, yeah. I'm gonna draw that. I am actually. I think that there's a little bit of a horizontal here, a little bit one here, and you know, I'm actually gonna raise it. I think this is a good line because it's the top of that, 50% of that, 50% of that. That's an important line, 170. Clearly the 200 is right up there, and that's probably just, if not more important, right? Don't get me wrong, but man, beautiful movement. And look, this run right here, oh man, like this is what you use technical analysis for. You avoid this, you do. And you know, I know there were some really hard I'm never ever gonna tell you what to do with your money, okay? Like, I don't know who your mama or your daddy is, right? Like, I don't know what company they work for, what they invented, who your grandparents are. Dude, I don't know if you're married, got kids. There's so many different things, right? But there were some just honest, what would I do questions. And I said for the longest time, just unload. And I know it was never pop. And during these pops, I kept saying, I don't know if it's real yet, you know? And this whole thing, I just kept like, you know what I mean? So at this point, what am I looking for? All right, look, a couple things. This is a high RSI. For sure it is. 80, you start to get worried. But look, as I zoom out, we've peaked at 90 right here. We've peaked at 94 and actually had 93 the day before. 88, 87, 86, nice. This thing knows how to actually stay in the 80s. What happens here actually? 77, 88, 86, 9. Okay, this one wasn't as long as sustained one, but this thing might actually be able to live in the 80s. I actually think we break the 100. I think this does break the 100. Maybe cools off a little bit right here, all right? And then goes. Maybe it even cools off and kind of comes back down to like 120. And then goes again. This is, again, a decently high RSI, right? Last time, this is kind of as high as we actually got, a little bit higher than this right here, too. So, excuse me. But look, volume, just these 3 days alone, way better than any of that volume. Know what I mean? And like, know what I mean? Sorry, I said that really fast. But, dude, I'm loving this. And again, a couple things I often say. Day after the doji, super telling, hits it, right? You break. If you get good confirmation, that's what it is. Good spacing between the moving averages. Even this one, good spacing between the moving averages. Like, this has been a fantastic day for the GTII people. And more than anything, this has been sustained. This is getting the 8 and the 20 up. This got the MACD back in the positive, right? Like, these are positive, good things I haven't said since this like $2 run, since this like 180 hold. I remember those days. I know you do. It was game over for me when we lost all the moving averages. And really since that, we went almost to 50% lower than that, right? So, and we basically landed on this line, right? So, and more than anything, we avoided, it's better on the weekly, we avoided this real scary drop, right? So a lot of good things happen. Obviously the downtrend break. I mean, look, GTII, I feel like I can go on for a little bit more, but this was important. All right. And more than anything, what the real question is are you going to break the 200 and fly? Because, hey, these are good days. Don't get me wrong. But you know, you see it on my videos. Red, 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 red turns into green, 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 green. And that's basically what we've done. All right. This line I redrew, right? So I don't think this is going to be that easy to get over. That's pretty much what this is at, right? So, but hey, another run just to this and failing is a lot of money to make, right? So let's take it one line at a time. Next up is the 100. Let's break the 100. That needs to happen. And honestly, I think it will. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. Again, I know this is high, but I still see divergence, right? Fancy word for these two going away from each other. That's still diverging. It actually is, right? I know it doesn't look as hardcore as this, but yeah, it's still like it's going up instead of flat or down, right? So volumes holding right here did better than yesterday, right? That's easy to see. This is a good, healthy candle. There's a lot to like and a lot to believe. We're actually going to break this 100. I think we're going to need to cool down a little bit before we get to the 200, but there's actually, I think, reason to believe we're going to, what does the weekly look like? Dude, this is a good weekly. This, and again, look, I drew the 170 off the daily. It's literally the highest line up here. It's the 50 up here, right? But, man, I like it. And look, I've said it on a bunch of different videos, and I know I said it on the drop down here when we've hit this thing. If you can hit the 200, obviously you really don't want to, right? Like, it's a scary thing to do because you could lose it and die, but the 200 can take you off. Let me just, look, I'm not comparing the stock to Tesla, right? But Tesla was playing with the 200, eventually hit it and ran. All right, it actually went from 200 to, I think it's going to push 300, right? That's a different stock to talk about. Sorry, let's stay on the weekly and let's go back to GTII. GTII is dancing with the 200, and maybe it's going to do that same fly, right? So again, there's a lot to like, and believe me, I'm not here to get fake BS views and clicks and lie to you and give you fake hope. This is where I'm excited to give you hope. You know what I mean? So I really, really hope I get to hear from some people I haven't in a while. Otherwise, hey, one more time, and I said it in the comments, I appreciate the love from a very, very critical, we've been through a lot of bad on my videos, right? So I'm happy for you guys. You know that, right? And truth be told, I don't even think I regret not being in this. I do. I've made, knock on wood, some silly money on a couple other tickers that I've actually covered on these videos. But I know how passionate you guys are. It's the last time I'm saying it. I hope you feel the love coming off the screen right here, man, because I don't like being mean. You know what I mean? I like being happy. I love knowing you're making money, right? You know what I mean? So, ENZC, look, okay. I'm gonna say a couple things, all right? First and foremost, I've said the last couple weeks, I think we're going to keep going horizontal. That's so far what we're doing. We're literally as horizontal as you can get, okay? One thing I said I was going to do, and I'm going to do it, start here, and then I'm going to obviously do it again. But the box over there has the numbers that matter to me, all right? First and foremost is this blue line right here, the 100 moving average. You can see average 100 in blue is 0.56. Roughly speaking, I think that's the same number I gave last week, all right? So what I'm really looking for, and again, we're going to go back to the box. The line right here that I'm on is the purple 200. 0.50 up to 0.56. That's more than a 10% swing right there. That's good money, all right? Like 10% on a single day. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, if you can do that regularly, you will live a life much, much better than most, all right? So that's kind of the first thing I'm looking at. I actually believe it's going to be really hard to get over this line, okay? Because we actually haven't even closed over this thing in a long time since this day right here, all right? And really, you can say this day right here was the last good close. That's the last good green candle over this blue line. After this, bad candle, red, 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 red. That's not a good green in my book. Bad little insignificant, red, 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 red. Bad little insignificant, red, 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 red. None of these are over it. This is not over it. This opens up here. You can see it right there. Opens at 0.56. Unfortunately, it goes all the way down and closes down here. That's not a good green candle. And again, all these other, we have never just close over it at least once. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a test. That's definitely a test. That's it. So I think this is a hard line to break. That said, if we can go from here to here, that's a quick 10% you can look to hunt for. Again, the numbers are 0.50 all the way up to 0.56. Now, these three lines right here, the 200, the 20, and the 8, really doesn't matter what three they are. But when three or more lines start to get really close, look, I'm not here pretending to be the sharpest knife or use technical words to sound fancier or smart. You know what I mean? But I call it a horizontal cluster of moving averages. Literally, the words say what it is, right? We're going horizontally. Right? We're tightening up and now going horizontally. It's a cluster of several moving averages, all right? When there's 3, that's my like, oh man. When there's 4, it's that much tighter. When you've got all 5, it's a real thing. And arguably, these 5 are a horizontal cluster, right? These are just tighter than all 5 together, right? But getting out of these 3 is not going to be easy. Breaking the 200 by itself is not easy, this purple line, let alone doing it in a cluster of 3. So, this is a hard line to get over, and that's why I said over the last few videos, and again, I don't do this one as often as I used to, so that's probably over about a couple week period. it looked to me like basically from here, right? These 4 were super tight. Then we kind of dropped to just these 3 being super tight, which in a lot of ways I don't like. We've now like lost one, right? I want to go up and regain this one and hopefully break them all, right? So we're living in the bottom of it. And maybe we can regain this, but right now my goal is nothing more than regain it. It's actually not break it. From there, look, this line right here, the average 50, 0.62. You can round up to 0.63, all right? Most things only let you trade 4 decimals, right? This is a line we've literally never even touched. Like this blue line, okay, we danced it a little bit here, we danced it a little bit here. Dude, we've done nothing since we dropped, right? Like did this wick even hit it? It didn't. I'm like literally zooming in, but oops, zoomed in too much. There's black right there. You can clearly see we did not do that, right? So this red line is no joke. I don't even think we're gonna get here. First and foremost, let's focus here. If something can happen, we'll break this, all right? Look, the way things go parabolic is down, horizontal, and either up or down, okay? And right now, I feel like, again, I'm still saying more, let's go horizontal. I think it's gonna go horizontal because we've done it right there. We've done it right there. Like, we've actually done it for most of this. And I said it on the last video, we've been living in these 2 lines right here, all right, for most of this, since October of last year. All right, little bit above it, little bit below it, little bit above it. Beautiful, beautiful. You know, I don't want to see ugly, ugly, but you know, it seems like we might be coming back down to this. I'm hoping we just stay horizontal, right? Like this is a pretty thick cluster right here. It's a pretty thick cluster right here. But yeah, I need to believe a little bit more. You know what I mean? So if you can break them all, it'll do good things again. I'm telling you that. But this could have been way worse. You do not want to lose them all and drop, right? Especially when it gets tight. Because what I would be afraid of is HUSA, okay? HUSA, super tight, super tight, super tight, super tight, eventually lost it and still hasn't regained it till today. You know what I mean? So, look, ENZC, I know there are a lot of passionate people. You know I'm not here to scare you, make you sell. Like, I'm not here for any of that, right? Trying to give you an impartial view and let these colorful lines tell a story, right? So, hey, let me know what you think as always. Otherwise, thank you.